In March of 2020, there was this ominous feeling around the world. Everybody was worried about how this was going to turn out. We had no idea how long this was going to last. There was a lot of discussions among myself and other leaders and scientists at Illumina, like, what can we do to help the world get through this pandemic?
Early on, during the first patients that were identified with atypical pneumonia in Wuhan in China, the China CDC connected with Illumina.
Now we have public health institutions coming to us and saying, hey, Illumina, we need your help.
Once we came up with the sort of strategy of how we wanted to do the COVIDSeq test, everybody that we were talking with just jumped up, started getting some of these sub-teams to come back. You got to remember at that time, we were home and there was no clear plan for how you bring people back to the office.
So my son is immunocompromised, and so I was very worried about bringing this home too. It was emotionally very challenging, both on a work side and on a personal side.
There's not many times in your career when you can see something come together like this, and the teams that are formed, and you create a bond when you're responding to something that everybody has a passion and believes in.
In that time, that early parts, it was uncertainty, and it did feel good to be at a company that was going to play a fundamental role in fighting the pandemic.
The CDC brought up the idea, could we help them to respond quickly until they could get others up and running? And then here we are a few months later, and everybody wants to understand surveillance. So we had the foresight at the time to create an assay that we knew they would need before they even needed it.
Primarily, our intention was to participate in the testing, but as the pandemic has gone on, the value of sequencing and understanding the new variants has really become so important.
It was definitely very collaborative, very open, and it was really exciting to see people who were willing to put in the extra time knowing that it was something so critical to the CDC, critical to the United States, critical to the world in terms of tracking variants.
This pandemic has raised awareness about sequencing, about Illumina, and about the role it can play in health and healthcare.
All of you, from manufacturing to support to legal compliance, product development, marketing.
Thank you to everyone who worked on this.
Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for jumping into that crazy project.
Thank you for making sure that Illumina did everything we could to support laboratories and clinicians in fighting the pandemic.
We did this. We did it together.